Hey, what's going on? My name is Josh. I'm here breaking down another ticker for you today on DQ. I appreciate the comment in the comment box below. That way I can continue to break down these tickers. Do me a favor, though. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so every single time we upload new content, you'll be first to be notified.
Okay, breaking down DQ. It's I guess it's DAQO, New Energy Corp. So an energy company. It's really taken off. We're looking at the weekly time frame right now, and we're gonna go ahead and just. I want to actually let's check out the monthly real quick too. Okay, so this thing's been really just kind of on a tear going up. The big breakout point was pretty much at 120 bucks. It hit highs of 225. So this thing's been on a rocket. Definitely moving higher. So let's continue dropping down the smaller time frame. So far, I don't really see anything. Not too crazy about any type of zones at this point on what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do actually is we have some zones here on the 3-hour time frame. It looks like. So first, let's put in something right here. Change the color. Now, whenever I get something that's kind of similar to this, where it's just kind of it's moving pretty dang quick and it's not giving us much of a pullback of any sort, I'm going to go ahead and use the Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and we're going to get an idea of where the retracements levels are going to be. That should give us an idea also where buyers and sellers are going to come back into this. So I'm seeing a zone here. And let's go back to the weekly, and what we're going to do is we're going to find our critical levels. So from here to here, and let's go ahead and get our 50%. We just want roughly where it's at, and we'll change the color so we don't get confused, man. Understanding our levels is very critical. We want to know where we're at all the time in the stock. Okay, so we'll see how this correlates to the smaller time frames now. Let's go to the daily again. We're going to get rid of the Fibonacci retracement tool. And let's continue to drop it down. Here's the hour. Okay, so we know that this is our 50%. Let's make that a different color. We're going to go pink on this one. And we know that these are gray here. So let's make this a zone. We get this nice reversal candle. So there's some type of, there's something happening here. And let's make that gray. Color this in. That's our 50%. This is our 38.2. This is our 61.8 retracement level. So at least we know that on this huge move up, this thing is way overextended. It just kind of kept staircasing up. So pull up, consolidate, pull up, consolidate, push up, consolidate, push up, consolidate. And this morning, we will not forget to put in our top here. So right here and here is going to be a top. And let's make that a different color too. There we go. This was something. And all I'm doing is I'm finding where I see that there's maybe struggles in the market where I'm kind of paying attention to where other buyers and sellers might come in. But I want to see if this thing's going to pull back. Now at least we got the chart separated. We have it broke down into these zones where we know that there's like buyers and sellers. If we're on above the stock, then we know that the demand zone's underneath. Now, I like buying the dip on certain patterns and certain things, but if a stock is needing to pull back, I don't know if it's pulling back to the 38.2. Now, it'll probably give us a bounce right here into the zone that it's currently at. But if it goes ahead and comes back down to the next zone, We don't know if it's going to stop there. And we don't know if it's going to continue coming back and stop even lower. Remember, this was a tail candle on this side. So we're into a lot of red. And so what we're trying to do is we just want to see where and how it's going to react on the previous candles, where the previous candles levels were. Okay. And if we hold these levels, then I'll turn it around and go, look, today is Thursday, and so if we don't end up back in the other candles range, then we can go to next week and we can do the same thing. So then we'll snap the Fibonacci retracement tool. For example, let's bring up, let's see. Okay, let's bring up the weekly chart again real quick. And I want to see, I'll show you what candle I'm talking about. So we're inside the ranges. We're inside the range of this green candle right here, this big push-up candle, right? We're inside of it. Here's the closing price. Now we got all the way up to here. So this actually makes it a little, not really difficult, but just it kind of changes the way we break the chart down. So here's the high and here's the low of the candle, but here's the high and the low of the new weekly candle. However, we're closing with inside the previous candle's range, and so what I'm looking for is I just care about where the retracement is on here, because if this becomes a tail candle and we start selling off hard, I want to know where these critical levels are that we may get a bounce, right? Gets to the 50%, then it starts coming up, and then maybe it goes like this and starts picking up. Now we understand that, like, okay, here's these zones that we drew in, and if it gets to the top side and bounces and confirms the top side, we start seeing wicks coming up. Now we know that our direction is up, and then we have an idea where this top was and where it was difficult to get to. And if we're buying off the 38.2 like we did in the Zoom trade, I will link that in the description box below. Also, we have our Facebook page of like-minded traders. We'd love to have you guys in there. And we post updates and kind of keep you up to date on what Good Brothers Trading is doing. We'd love to see you there. Okay, so we will have that in the description box below as well. Now, if we find this momentum and we find momentum down in these areas of where we're looking, so here would be the 50% retracement of this candle here, we most likely will get a bounce there. And when I'm saying buy the dip, I generally do not, if the candles are red, let's go back to the 3-hour time frame. If the candles are red, I do not necessarily sit there and just buy. It has to give me a reason to buy the dip when it's still cruising down, because we don't know when it's going to fail. But what I do like is I like to know and break up the charts so I can just look at them really quickly and go, okay, we're into this buy zone. Now I know, without needing to look to the left, I know this zone is critical. Let's see what happens by morning. Let's say it comes up here and maybe we start getting a wick and it puts in our first candle of the day and it starts going sideways. Now I understand that this may be where the pullback is at, and if it starts to fail, I know that I'm wrong in the trade and we can just lose quick and fast. Or if you're looking at still continue because it is high, and maybe you're looking at shorting the stock, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. The stock's been cruising and going crazy, so I wouldn't be short buys. I would just be waiting for the stock to pull back. And if we get a pullback all the way down to here, get a pullback all the way down to the 50%, I'd be looking for the pattern to then go to the upside, because we like to buy low and we sell high. So I wait for the stock to be overextended and then for it to obviously come back and then get into where it'd be a better price, right? We're looking for a good deal, and we don't want just a coupon snip, out of the newspaper. We want it to be on discount. We want a good deal. TWLO real quick. I just wanted to check that out. So this is exactly what kind of happened. I missed the zone. I'm not really sure why. Maybe they grabbed it because this is kind of where it gapped up and they were looking at, hitting the gap window. It didn't fill the gap, so we missed it. But for an example, it pushed up very strong. I mean, look at this run that it's had. Okay, so you can get the idea. We had this nice pattern put in, and then it breaks out, cruises up, gets rejected, and our buy order was sitting down here, or we have some alerts set. So at 305 is where I had the alert. So I'm just paying attention. I want to see where it's at. So if it comes up here, gets rejected again, comes back down here, it doesn't matter. It could be on the second one. We would be looking for the pattern at that point to get into the trade around 305 to 298 roughly. depending on what the smaller time frames look like. So then we'd break it down and we'd look at the 15-minute chart, get a read on it. I start looking at the hourly chart, make sure I got an hourly pattern, make sure maybe my 3-hour chart's looking pretty good, and that's most likely when I would join the trade. And I would just zone to zone it. So from this zone, and I would sell into this zone. So buy low, sell high, and we just continue to follow it. But hey, I encourage you to leave questions and comments in the comment box below. Don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can go live and break down these tickers every single night for you guys. And I want to do more than just 1 or 2 at a time. I want to do several. So remember to share it with your friend, and I will see you in the next video.